Hello everyone, so I welcome you all to the second video on quadratic inequalities. In the previous one, we went through like the basic concepts which you need to know, the basic formulas or basic relationships, and after that we did solve a question. So while solving the question, we understood the basic formula, like how do you apply basic formulas in a question. Apart from that, we also learned the critical point method or the wavy curve method, right? So we're gonna go forward with those two methodologies and we're gonna solve like a couple of more questions. All right. So let's start with the first question of the video. So this question is x square minus 6x is greater than 8. Now let's see how we can solve this one. So I'm gonna read out this as x square minus 6x plus 8 is greater than 0. Okay, I'm gonna do the middle term splitting. This will become x square minus 2x minus 4x plus 8 is greater than 0, and this will become x minus 2 into x minus 4 greater than 0. Okay, so you can again relate this to a into b greater than 0. That means both positive or both negative. So I'm going to take the first case when they both are positive. So if they both are positive, that means x minus 2 should be greater than 0 and x minus 4 should also be greater than 0, which will give me x greater than 2 and x greater than 4. Draw this on the number line. I'm going to have 2 somewhere here, 4 somewhere here. So I'm going to have greater than 4 and I'm going to have greater than 2. What is the common region? You'll observe that the common region is greater than 4. So if they both are positive, then what should be the value of x? The value of x should be greater than 4. Then I'll take the second case when they both are negative. So you're going to have like x minus 2 less than 0 and x minus 4 less than 0. So I'm going to have x less than 2 and I'm going to have x less than 4. Put this on the number line. So I'm going to have 2 and I'm going to have 4. I want less than 2 and less than 4. So this is less than 2 and this part is less than 4. What is the common region? The common region is x less than 2. So you can say that your answer is negative infinity to 2 union 4 to infinity, or you can say that either x is less than 2 or x is greater than 4. So this is using that concept or relationship that when a into b is greater than 0, so they both are positive or they both are negative. If I do it with the other way, the wavy curve method, let's see. So I'll be requiring this, so I won't remove this. For those of you who have watched the last video, give this one a try using the wavy curve method. In the meantime, I'll remove whatever is extra on my board. Alright, so I told you in case of wavy curve method, you need to first calculate the critical point, and critical point are basically those values of x for which the function is equal to 0 or for which your expression is equal to 0. So if I want x minus 2 into x minus 4 equal to 0, my critical point will automatically become x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 4. So draw the number line. When you will draw the number line, you can put your critical points, so it will be 2 and 4. So this 2 and 4 is going to divide your entire number line into 3 parts: greater than 4, between 2 and 4, and less than 2. So let's go region by region. I'm going to take the first region, which is greater than 4. So think of any number greater than 4. For example, think of 6 and plug in the value of 6 in the expression x minus 2 into x minus 4 in place of x. So when I'm going to put x is equal to 6 in this expression, I'm going to get 6 minus 2, which is 4, into 6 minus 4, which is 2. Or basically what I told you was that don't look for the exact value, look for the sign. Sign is very, very important. So when I'm going to replace x by 6, I'm going to get both of them as positive, the first bracket as well as the second bracket. So this is positive, this is also positive, so positive into positive will give you like positive result. So whenever you're going to put a value which is greater than 4, your result will always be positive. So for greater than 4, your expression or your equation is always positive, that is greater than 0. When you talk about numbers between 2 and 4, think of 3. When you think of 3, 3 minus 2 is positive, but 3 minus 4 is negative. So this will again give you a negative result. So between 2 and 4, this is negative. Now think of less than 2. Now when you're going to think of less than 2, so less than 2, for example, I'm going to think of 0. So 0 minus 2 is negative, 0 minus 4 is also negative, negative into negative is positive. So this will become positive, right? So again, I'm looking for positive result because I want x square minus 6x plus 8 greater than 0. So I'm going to take the value of x greater than 4, or I'm going to take the value of x less than 2. And that will be my answer to this question again, right? So you can choose whichever method you want to use. Both of them are going to lead you to the same result. There will be no difference in the result. All right, let's move on to the next question. I have x square minus 3x. In this case, I have greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so let's see how we can solve this one. So I'm going to have x into x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so this is like a into b greater than or equal to 0. So the only difference is that, so if I say a into b is greater than or equal to 0, so first case you can say that if they both can be positive or 0, because 0 into 0 will also give you like 0 because the expression is also equal to 0. And second case you can say that they both are negative or 0. So it's just that there is an additional thing which is equal to 0. Alright, so let's see how we can solve this one. So I'm going to take that the first case when they both are positive or 0. So I'm going to have x greater than or equal to 0, and I'm going to have x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0, which will give me x is greater than or equal to 3. Now plot this on the number line. So 0 and 3. Now I have x greater than or equal to 0. So I'm going to draw a dot here, which basically means that I am including 0. Or you can draw a dot here also, either way it works. And when it's greater than or equal to 3, you're going to have something like this. Now what's the common region? This is the common region. In this case you'll have to include 3, right? In the previous two cases we were not including the numbers. Now in this case we have to include the number for the very fact that it's greater than or equal to 0. So the first answer is x is greater than or equal to 3. When I'm going to take both of them to be negative or 0, so I'm going to get x is less than or equal to 0, or x minus 3 is less than or equal to 0, which will give you x is less than or equal to 3. Put this on the number line. 0, 3. So this is the common region which is less than 0, and I'm going to include 0 in this also. So the second solution that I'm going to get is x is less than or equal to 0. So your answer to this problem becomes minus infinity to 0 union 3 to infinity. Now you can observe that I'm using close brackets on 0 and 3. I'm using close brackets on 0 and 3, or these are also known as square brackets, for the very fact that 0 and 3 are part of my solution. Okay, since 0 and 3 are part of my solutions, that's why there is a close bracket. If there is an open bracket, that means those values are not part of my solution. That's the difference. Alright, let's move on. Now you can solve this question using the other method also. So why don't you give that one a try? In the meantime, I'm going to remove whatever is extra on my board. So let's first calculate the critical point. So if you have x into x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0, so your critical point will be 0 and 3. Don't just write 3, it's 0 as well as 3, because when you're going to put x is equal to 0, so 0 into 0 minus 3 will also be equal to 0. Okay, so I have two critical points, that is 0 and 3. Put this on the number line, 0 and 3. So at 0, my value of the function is 0, and at 3, my value of the function is again 0, because at critical point the value of the function is 0, or the value of the expression is equal to 0. Now again, apart from these two critical points, I'm dividing my entire number line into three parts: greater than 3, less than 0, between 0 and 3. So take any value greater than 3. Take any value greater than 3. For example, if you're going to take 10, so let me write my expression, x into x minus 3. Just look for the signs again. Just look for the signs. We don't need exact value, that's not required. So think of 10. So 10 will give you both positive, so result will be positive. Between 0 and 3, think of 2. So 2 will give you x positive, 2 minus 3 will give you negative, so this will become negative. Less than 0, think of, like for example, I'm going to think of minus 10. So minus 10 is negative, minus 13 negative, so this will again give you a positive result. So you're looking for greater than or equal to 0, so you'll have to include 0 also in this case. So again, you can say that your answer will become the value of x is either greater than or equal to 3, or the value of x is less than or equal to 0. Or you can also write minus infinity to 0, square bracket union square bracket 3 to infinity. Either way, your answer is correct. Alright, the next one. Now when you get a question like this, now this is not more any quadratic equation, right? This is basically a cubic one. So in this case, the identities that we discussed, that a into b greater than 0, a by b less than 0, those won't work here. And if you go for 3, it will become like extremely cumbersome. So in this case, you go by the critical point method, or you go by the Wavy curve method. First, let's find out first thing, that is what are the critical points. That's the first thing. So critical points are 4, minus 8 and 9. So minus 8, 4 and 9. Alright, so this is going to divide your entire number line. These 3 points are going to divide your entire number line into 4 parts: greater than 9, between 4 and 9, between minus 8 and 4, and less than minus 8. Okay, so at 9, 4 and minus 8, my result is 0, because these are the critical points, right? These are the critical points. So let's first start with a value greater than 9. So let me remove this first of all, yeah, so that I can plug in the signs. If I think of any value greater than 9, let's say for example, if I think of x is equal to 10, 10 minus 4 is positive, 10 plus 8 is positive, 10 minus 9 is positive. So what's the overall result? The overall result is positive. What about between 4 and 9? Think of, let's suppose 7. 7 minus 4 is positive, 7 plus 8 is positive, 7 minus 9 is negative. So overall result is negative. Between minus 8 and 4, I'll think of 0. So I'm going to get negative, positive, negative. So overall result is positive. And if I'm going to think of any value which is less than minus 8, so for example, if I'm going to think of minus 10, so minus 10 minus 4 is negative, minus 10 plus 8 is also negative, and minus 10 minus 9 is also negative. So overall result is negative. I'm looking for greater than 0, which means positive. So I'm going to say that the value of x is between minus 8 and minus 4 union minus 9 to infinity. Or you can have your options as minus 8, minus 4 and x greater than 9. Okay, this is plus 9, I'm sorry. So either way you can write your answer. The concept is important. Alright. Let's have a look at one more question. Now this method, that the baby curve method or the critical point method, also works for when you have your inequalities in fraction forms, okay, in the numerator and denominator form. So let's look at this. So first I'm going to solve this with the baby curve method, and then I'm going to solve it by a by b greater than 0 method also. Okay, now the first thing that you have to do, you have greater than 1, and when I was teaching you basic, I told you that whenever you have any value apart from 0 on RHS, you're going to subtract that value on both sides of inequalities. You're going to subtract that value on both sides of inequalities. So this will be 3x minus 1 divided by 2x minus 4 minus 1 is greater than 1 minus 1, which is 0. This will become 3x minus 1. Then if I'm going to take LCM, so minus of 2x minus 4 divided by 2x minus 4 is greater than 0. So I'm going to have 3x minus 1 minus 2x plus 4 divided by 2x minus 4 is greater than 0. So you're going to have x plus 3 divided by 2 into x minus 2 is greater than 0. Now again figure out the critical point. Now whenever you have something in the form of p by q, so critical point are not only those values for which function is equal to 0, critical points are also those values for which function is not defined. For example, x is equal to 2 is a critical point, but x is equal to 2 is not a value of x for which function will be 0, because when you're going to put x is equal to 2 in the function, you're going to get 5 by 0, which is not defined. So while taking critical points, you also take those values where the function is not defined also, and that technically happens in case of whenever you have expression in the form of fractions. So your two critical points will come out to be minus 3 and 2. When x plus 3 is 0, x is equal to minus 3. When x minus 2 is 0, x is equal to 2. So put that on the number line. So you're going to have minus 3 and you're going to have 2. Now think of any value greater than 2. You know the drill, right? Think of any value greater than 2. For example, think of 10. So again, just look for the signs, nothing else is required. If I'm going to think of 10, 10 plus 3 is positive and 10 minus 2 is positive. So positive by positive will give me positive result. I don't need the exact value, just the signs, that's it. Think of any number between minus 3 and 2. So I'm going to think of 0. 0 plus 3 is positive, but 0 minus 2 is negative. So positive by negative, which will give me a negative result. Think of any value less than minus 3. For example, I'm going to think of minus 10. Minus 10 plus 3 is minus. Minus 10 by minus 10 minus 2 is also minus. So this is going to give me a positive result. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a value greater than 0. So your answer simply becomes either x is less than minus 3 or x is greater than 2. Or you can also write this in the, what you call this, in the form of minus infinity to minus 3, that is the bracket form, union 2 to infinity. Alright, now you can solve this question using a by b form also. Let me remove this. So this is a by b greater than 0. Okay, first thing is what you're gonna do is I have a 2 here, so let me multiply both sides by 2. And we discussed that in the first video on inequalities while we were doing linear inequalities. That is, whenever we're going to multiply both sides by a positive quantity, or sign of inequality will not change. So if I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, which is a positive quantity, my expression will become x plus 3 divided by x minus 2 is greater than 0. So if I'm going to multiply first LHS by 2, 2 and 2 are going to get cancelled from numerator and denominator. And when I'm going to multiply 2 on the RHS part, 0 into 2 will still be 0. Okay. So a by b is greater than 0. I hope you all remember the conclusion. The conclusion was either both positive or both negative. So take the case when they both are positive. You're going to have x plus 3 greater than 0 and x minus 2 greater than 0. So you're going to have x greater than minus 3 and x greater than 2. Plot this on the number line. So what is the common region? This is the common region. So your answer is x greater than 2 when they both are positive. Go for the negative part also. X less than minus 3 and x less than 2. So x is less than minus 3 and x is less than 2. What is the common region? This is the common region, right? So in this case, you're going to have x is less than minus 3. So exactly the same conclusion. There is no difference. It's completely up to you which method you wish to choose. Alright, so that will be all as far as the basic concepts of inequalities with quadratic functions and polynomials are concerned. I've explained both the methods. If you still have any doubts, if you still have any concerns, let me know your concerns in the comment box. I'll help you out with that. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching both the videos. Keep watching and keep learning. Thank you so much.